Alright, we are ready to go, I think. So, everyone, gather around. Allow me to introduce Monarch Lennox, the last Monarch of this dynasty before I retire it. As you can see here, the roleplay, we are unyielding and principled, and we're also a ninth fist. So, as we are unyielding, we will initially be going for a military ambition. And as we're principled, we shall also go for an authority ambition, should the military one fail. Which means, ultimately, we're locked in. We're going to become a tyrant, a dictator. That's the ideal. That's what's going to happen if our military is high enough for us to pass the check at the end. After that, should that fail, the only authority ambition we got left after that is sainthood. Oh, Lord, help me with the sainthood. When all is said and done, this kid didn't grow up in the East, they grew up in the March. No greed for the finale? No. So, we're going to try and be fair and consistent with our decisions, and we'd rather die than admit defeat. So we're not going to quit anything. We're going to constantly put ourselves in danger. And as a ninth fist, we are, you know, soft pro-faith, pro-archbishop, pro-religion. We like the ninth church. Praise the ninth, everyone. Praise them. But yeah, that's what I'm going to be working with. Did I miss the East Loyalists? Oh, that was yesterday. Oh, sorry, Lake. Yeah, we did it yesterday. We had a game, yes. It was going alright until we had a triple rebellion. It's all good, no sign of the bug. But yeah, reviewing the situation, the East is hungry, the East is poor. The only thing the nation really has going for itself is its military. We're going to capitalize on that. Yeah, we've had a rough few transitions. In fact, over this dynasty, how many... I don't know if I've had that many wins with the various... I think I've won like twice, maybe, as Monarchs. I did not really like the Count's Monarchs, so we rebelled. No, they were pretty rough. Yeah, full triple rebellion. Everyone got mad. So we'll go through it. The way the game works is it's me, the streamer, versus the chat, and the chat. So you're all divvied up between the 3 random regions. Or you're divvied up randomly between them. And my path to victory, I want to cement my reign. I want to prove myself as a good monarch. And become unassailable by your political scheming. Meanwhile, everyone else, each of the 3 regions is going to have their own claimant that they're going to try and sponsor to replace me on the throne. And they'll be conducting a scheme in order to try and supplant me. So it's a race. Oh yeah, even older ways on the Count's game. Yeah, because they ran out of farming. They were like, nope, it's time. We're gonna be all dark and occult. But yeah, let's have an introduction. Who's here with us at the start of today? Welcome on in to our Barons. We have Baroness Morgrim, Baron Mean Man, and Baron Crowned Bishop the Second. Welcome on in to our Barons. We've also got the Chiefs. We are joined by Chief Ephra, if I can get it to work. There we go. Chief Teenybert the Second and Chief Chaz the Third. Welcome on in, all the Chiefs. We've also got the Counts. We have Countess Whopper, Conte Niv Milk, Countess Lake the Second, and Count Mutated Zombie Bush. So welcome on in all our Counts as well. So Bonkle was upset because the Chiefs were pretty much could have won the game by their scheme, but instead the Chiefs opted to rebel. But, you know, don't worry about that. Like, it's all part of the game. Yeah, then Barons rebelled and Counts rebelled. So it's a triple rebellion. It all sort of went off one after the other. But yeah, anyway, let's go through with, start as always, the path to victory. Your Majesty, the history books do not look kindly upon usurpers. Unless, of course, they prove themselves worthy of the throne they have stolen. When you die, how do you hope the kingdom will remember you? I will be known as a conqueror. We just won a magnificent victory. All three regions united behind me in placing me on the throne. I will be known as a warrior queen, a warrior monarch. A warrior monarch is sure to be remembered fondly if they win more battles than they lose. I suggest over the next few years you focus on improving the kingdom's overall military as much as possible. Once you have an heir, I will return to discuss how your ambition is progressing. Good luck, Your Majesty. Bad hair day, event 2. Yeah, that was quite rare. Six stats in the... okay, yeah. Authority and stability. Alright, let's meet you all. Let's see who's here in the council. We bloody well pulled it off, didn't we? The barons are finally in charge and we can sort this kingdom out. Now just remember our little arrangement. We put you on that damn throne so you do as we tell you. Got it? Glory to the march. Huzzah! Now introduce yourself to the rest of the council, but don't forget what I told you today. Alright, who have we got from the Counts of the East? Hello there, Niv Milk. Welcome on in. An honour to finally make your acquaintance, Your Majesty. May you escape the doom that befell your predecessor. And from the Chiefs of the North, welcome on in, Ephra. Good luck in the days ahead, Your Majesty. You'll need it dealing with us lot. And with that, the introductions are done. The council hall immediately fills with raised voices. Meanwhile, what do you think? Will they be a good little monarch and do as they're told? Too early to tell. We should have a backup plan, just in case. Alright, and finally, the coronation. All we know, first vote of the game this will be. I'm in pursuit of military. That's all we know about ambitions and schemes at the moment. Your Majesty, you may have won the throne from Queen Sylvia, but you must still answer to the council. As is tradition, they will decide what happens at your coronation. Is my coronation. This isn't an absolute monarchy, Your Majesty. Everything has to be run past the council vote. Even this. Damn, we ought to fix that. Shall we call the nobles in? Alright, so... You know what? I'm not too uptight, but I see the state of farming, and I think I'm in favour of having a big banquet and getting some food on the table. But it's up to you all. You can type !vote followed by the letter of your choice. A. Host a lavish parade. B. Force the commoners to swear a blood oath. C. Throw the monarch in the river. Or D. Nobles must put on a vast banquet for the monarch. D is my choice. I think it's going to be the choice of every count as well. Is that all of you? 3 out of 4 so far voting. Well, it's a clear decision there. The nobles spare no expense, and your banquet table groans under the weight of it all. Whole roasted peacock, a boar's head stuffed with swan's tongues, an entire whale turning on a spit. It's a meal fit for a monarch, which is now, you suppose, what you are. Okay, here we go. Eyes down, everyone. Time to pick our schemes. So, for the barons, we've got Rudolph of the Mean Man bloodline, a powerful marcher prodigy. He stands before a blazing hearth, shouting and swearing. What a coup! Lennox now sits on the throne, and the barons are in charge. But the other regions will already be scheming to depose them. Do we stay loyal to the new monarch, or cut our losses and put me on the throne instead? Alright. Should the barons stay loyal to Monarch Lennox? You can do so with A. Loyalist. B. Sorcery, you're going to make a deal with a wizard to try and supplant me. Or C. Intimidation, you're going to infiltrate the palace and strong arm me off the throne. What will it be, my barons? We've got a punt for sorcery. We're going to cut a deal with, I believe, Gordius? It's Gordius, right? Okay, who was the other baron that voted? Crowned Bishop. Crowned Bishop. Have we seen Bisg in this dynasty? I don't believe so, actually. Did the chiefs try and make a deal with Bisg at one point? I don't think they have. Alright, 3, 2, 1, and we'll move on. And then it'll be a coin toss. 50-50. It's sorcery time. Here we are. Too right. A few months in the luxury of the palace and Monarch Lennox has gone soft. We deserve a real baron on the throne. Wait, Mean Man, isn't this the one you voted for? The barons plan to make a bargain with a wizard. These immortal spellcasters seldom get involved in political squabbles. But perhaps if the monarch was considered a threat to their autonomy. Yeah, you got the wizard. To advance their scheme, the barons must raise authority to 5 or more in 2 seasons. Yeah, this is a sorcery scheme. Yeah. No worries, you got it. Don't worry. Book of the Charlie's Waffle Tales clan. The Waffle Clan. Bork the Waffle. Legendary Northern prodigy. Stands precariously on a longhouse crossbeam, spitting as they speak. Bork. Thieves of the North. We all know I should be on the throne, not this imposter, Monarch Lennox. How do we make that happen? Alright, so Chiefs, you can... We got all the Chief unique schemes here. We got Prophecy, if you want to summon the Lord Render to cut me down. We got Ragnarok, if you want to bring about the end of the world. Or we got Hornblower, if you just want to toot toot toot. Yeah, all the Chief unique schemes are here. I'll just go put my mug by the sink where I'll wash it up later. We tried to toot yesterday. Yeah, you nearly made it too. But maybe today. Maybe today's the day you finally toot. The Chiefs plan to dig up Oddheld's legendary horn and use it to take over the kingdom. First, they must win the favour of the gods by diminishing the kingdom's belief in the ninth. How very dare you. To advance their scheme, the Chiefs must lower their combined total of all regions' faith to 12 or less in 4 seasons. We've currently got 10 faith in the kingdom. Sylvia of the mutated zombie bush dynasty, charismatic eastern prodigy, leans delicately on a podium, sighing. Hey up, Bonkle. Welcome on in. My fellow counts, in ancient times the East was its own proud kingdom. We can bring back those days of glory, but not while the false monarch Lennox wears the crown. Okay, Sylvia, another Sylvia. We've got Doppelganger, if you want to find a body double to replace me with. Uprising, if you're going to rely on the peasantry to overthrow me. Or Ascension, if you would like to offer me immortality in exchange for the throne. We biffo shopping. Alright, I think there's at least one outstanding count, yeah. 3, 2, 1, and we'll move on with Doppelganger. Oh, there it is. Okay, coin toss, Doppelganger or Ascension, what shall it be? What have we got? Doppelganger, there we go. Let fate decide. The counts plan to swap the real monarch for a perfect doppelganger. First, they must gain the trust of the spy master. To advance their scheme, the counts must keep defiance at 4 or less in 4 seasons. Crap, I forgot to read it all out. Well, it's okay. I know I want the iron choice. So then, going through it. What's the monarch up to? Yeah, there's a sign. We're unyielding and we're principled. We're also a devout member of the Ninth Fist Church. So we are trying to get a military and an authority ambition. So we're going to aim for the tyrant ending. If we can. Oh Lord, it be happening. Let's start the invitation. It's quite easy. Without a word, Count Mutated Zombie Bush hands you a blood red envelope. It is sealed with white wax in the shape of a skull. Inside is a beautifully written invitation to an event called the Crimson Vigil, due to take place on an autumn night later in the year. I suppose I shall attend this event, whatever it is. I will see you at the next vigil, Your Majesty. Your Highness, the merchants in the north are complaining about bandits. The northern roads are too dangerous to travel, even with guards. Gangs of highly organised, well-armed highwaymen will ambush merchant caravans and steal absolutely everything. Okay, what can we do? I think we can go we can pay the mercenary company to patrol the roads, right? That's good. Oh. Maybe not. Oh no, maybe not for real, for real. Okay. Damn. It's rough out here being a chief, I tell you that. Okay, we're going to send in the military. Oh, everyone's voted. Thank you, everyone. Nice to see everyone's happy. 40% chance the military can deal with these bandits. You send a battalion of North's hardiest veterans. Experienced in fighting on foreign fields. If they can't root these bandits out, who can? A month passes and you receive word that the battalion spent weeks marching in circles and chasing bandits who would drop their weapons and blend in with the locals. Finally, the soldiers' frustration turned to anger. In an attempt to flush out the bandit leader, your soldiers burned an entire village to the ground and massacred dozens of peasants. The bandit leader, if they were there at all, escaped unharmed. Northern peasants now view you as a murderous tyrant. Oof. Not good. Oh, one evening you're sitting up in bed, reading some paperwork when a filth-encrusted peasant wanders into your bedchamber, bold as brass. Hello, your Madge. Glad I finally found you. This place is a bloody maze, it is. Mind if I take a seat? Who are you? Oh, me. Name's Quacking Tony, your Madge. Pleased to meet you, pleased. Listen, I've got a bloody great idea for you. Why don't we tie a bunch of birds to a night? I reckon you can field some aerial troops and totally dominate the battlefield. Before Quacking Tony can explain further, your marshal bursts into the bedchamber, sword drawn. Your Majesty! I'm sorry I didn't come sooner. I have no idea where the Palace Watch are. Do you want me to kill this intruder? Just kick him out, kick him out, kick him out. He's a madman. Arms behind your back, scumbag! The peasant is dragged from your bedchamber, still babbling about bird nights. When the marshal returns, she looks grim. If one thing's clear from this mess is that you need an honour guard who can actually keep you safe. Not like the pathetic watch. Think carefully, your Majesty. These guards' loyalties will be divided between you and their region. Of course, you could just hire foreign mercenaries. They'd be loyal to coin, above all. No need to even ask, Marshal. The Monarch knows that our veterans are the only ones with experience of a warfare. Yeah, that's true. I made my decision. I await your verdict with bated breath, your Majesty. Of course, I'm going to go for the veterans of the march. I will make the arrangements at once. The veterans arrive a few weeks later. They march into the throne room in perfect formation before lining up behind your throne. Hands on their sword hilts, each soldier sports a bigger scar than the last. Oh. Okay. We are all set up. Hey, Weldris, welcome on in. I'm having a yawn, Where are you? There you are. Welcome back to the counts. I'm zoning out. Oh, I'm knackered. I don't know why. Went out to do my shopping, and then I had curry udon for lunch. So I don't know, maybe cooking food is bad. Maybe I should just get things I can put in the microwave. Anywho, what do we got going on here? It's our first auction of the game. So having a look at things. Oh, you rolled for a thing. Let me open this up. There you go. You got a 6, which is 6. Ashmead wasn't built in a day. So you generally just want to try and bolster the stats across the kingdom. Thank you, Weldris. Now then, looking at this, the barons want more authority, so they can paint me as a tyrant. They can get more authority with A, the monument. The chiefs want to bring down faith. They can do so with B, the observatory. The counts want to lower faith, which lower their defiance. Which, you know, it's already quite low. I personally would like D, the fortress, to help with military. Why am I broke? I don't know. Don't know what happened last time you were here, buddy, I'm afraid. But yes, we're going to start the auction. Wait, hold on. Here is everyone's money. So you can see that. We're going to be starting the auction now. Type !fund, followed by the letter of the item that you wish to fund, followed by the amount of money you wish to fund it with. The top 2 items at the end of the auction will be built and take effect. Everything else will be refunded. You have about 40 seconds to get your funding in, but there's a slight delay on stream. So I will type in chat when there are 10 seconds left. I'll be investing in the monument. Yeah, oh, there we go. 10 seconds, here we go. If you were waiting, now's the time. Time to get in and bid. Don't miss out, don't miss out. It's probably already over by the time you hear this. There we go. What did we end up with? Faith goes down, authority goes up. What a combination. We got the observatory and the monument built in the March. Right, let's start with the Crimson Vigil. The Crimson Vigil takes place in a bleak castle atop an eastern hill. Your journey takes weeks and your baggage train keeps getting stuck in bogs. Guests at the Crimson Vigil compete on who can dress in the most ghoulish and frightening costume. What did you dress as? I mean, I'm not going to dress as a dragon. That's too expensive. Demon, too heretical. Hey, Canadian. Welcome on in. I'm going to go as a ghost. In tattered clothing draped in clanking chains. You're assessing your appearance. Camp mutated zombie bush sweeps in dressed as a living corpse. Welcome, welcome. Very spooky costume, Your Majesty. I like it. Please remember to stay in the upper levels. The dungeons are out of bounds. In the ballroom, you find the counts gathered, all dressed up as frightful monsters, wolfmen, pumpkin heads, witches. A waiter glides past holding a tray of bonkles. A pianist plays a mournful tune. Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you for making the inquiry, Bonkle. I mean, man, yeah, thank you. Try and avoid having too many all caps. The Crimson Vigil begins at midnight. What role will you take? A mourner, or are you willing to portray a hounded betrayer? I will play the Hounds of the Betrayer. Why not? The counts gather, and after Count Mutated Zombie Bush delivers a short speech about remembering the old ways, the extra old ways. A flaming crown is placed upon his head. I will be playing the Monarch in Exile this evening. The Hound of the Betrayer will try to catch me, but fear not, for I am swift as a falling star and old as the hills. I've got to chase after the Monarch in Exile. Mutated Zombie Bush runs down the corridor, flames licking behind him, and you give chase. A dozen other Hounds of the Betrayer run alongside you, howling and yipping enthusiastically. Somehow, despite the silly costume and massive flaming hat, Mutated Zombie Bush is quick on his feet. Catching him won't be easy. Okay, 60% chance. Chase after him. As you plunge deeper and deeper into the castle, you hear ominous chanting. Oh no! Oh, why? Why? Oh no! Oh. No, I was just running after them. I didn't have a choice. I chased them. Oh dear, okay. As you plunge deeper and deeper into the castle, you hear ominous chanting close by. Too late, you remember Mutated Zombie Bush's warning that the dungeons are forbidden. Oh, okay. What'd I do? Unyielding. Now, if you turn around as soon as you get the chance, they'll be fine. Yeah, but... Press onward. You burst into a star-shaped chamber. Hooded figures are standing around a twisted idol, blood-soaked knives in their hands. You recognise some of the counts who were missing from upstairs. They pause in their chanting. At the foot of the idol is an altar upon which lies some half-human, half-goat, writhing in pain or ecstasy. You should never have come here. What the bloody hell's going on here? Hooded counts look at each other for a moment. It never works. It never works. They move in as one. They stalk forward, knives raised. Oh. Flee. You rush back upstairs, hiding your room, ripping off the stupid costume. As soon as dawn comes, you ride away from the castle, leaving the counts far behind you. You have to follow up on this. Nobody ever respects my authority when I walk into their dungeon and see them summoning a demon. Somehow I survived, and the game will continue. Oh my god. Your Majesty, the peasants in the north were enraged by your response to the bandit problem. Perhaps burning an entire village was a little heavy-handed. Under feudal law, there must be a tithe share of the harvest to the chiefs. But this year they've refused. The chiefs are not taking this well. Pay no attention to the half-goat in the basement. It's, The damned common folk are making us look like fools. Our cities and castles could starve in the winter if the council doesn't do something. We were going to ask you to join in, Knifely. That's a terrible pun. Listen, you all know, bet on the army. I consider voting A to be the best choice. They shall give up their food. It is what they need to do. Well, you're going to have the chiefs pay for it. Damn, we're really going to have the Chiefs pay for it. Look at that. 8 votes. Oh. Alright, I see what way the wind's blowing on that one. The villagers are happy to accept this arrangement and give up their grain in return for the Chiefs' gold. But the Chiefs are, of course, outraged, of course. How dare you expect us to pay for our own grain? It grows on our land, that makes it ours. It doesn't matter who sowed the seeds. They got gold stored up? They did. Oh, maybe not. Kind of broke. There's a lot of impoverishment going on. The kingdom hasn't been too kind. The kingdom hasn't been doing too good. Your Majesty, it's important you find a spouse sooner rather than later. I'll take the liberty of finding eligible candidates. What is your preference? Men, women, or do you not mind? I do not mind, Chancellor. Thank you, Your Majesty. I'll send out messengers to the most influential noble families in the kingdom. Let's see what they have to offer. It's an easy enough decision. You're marrying to the barons as we agreed before you took the throne, right? I'm loving the moustache. One of my favourite things in the custom characters thing. Yeah, hello, Canadian Commander. In the march, Baroness Morgrim stands atop a border fort, flanked by soldiers glaring out over Ashmedian territory with a scowl. Below, a portcullis rattles open. A twisted stone figure is carried into the fortress, borne on a palanquin, carried by hollow-eyed apprentices. The Baroness goes down to meet him. Well, I have taken time out of my very busy schedule to come and meet you in this import of a fort on the backside of nowhere. I thought we might have a common goal. Save your breath. I already know what you want from me. Assistance in overthrowing the current monarch. Am I right? Gordius is here. Isn't he so hot? Was it that obvious? I was born a long time before yesterday, my good Baroness. And unlike some of my more isolated colleagues, I'm no stranger to political machinations. On this occasion, our goals happen to align, but I cannot act on your behalf. Not until the bees have been taken care of. Gordius is a wizard. Did you say bees? Yes, On this plane, they are simple insects. But in the apiary, the world of dreams and magic, they are powerful and intelligent, call themselves the dreams of being. They have an innate fondness for royalty, but sometimes protect monarchs from magical interference. But that won't harm non-magical folk, beyond the occasional sting, so you can deal with them. Hey, Shadow Moon, welcome on in. Where are you? Am I blind? Where's Shadow Moon? There you are. There you are, in with the chiefs. Welcome aboard. Isn't Gordius they them? Oh, I'm not sure. The next stage of your scheme, the barons must lower all regions' combined farming to 14 or less in 4 seasons. Gordius is he, him? Okay, yeah, I don't know. I thought it was, but weren't confident. Bizg is they them. Ah, okay. Gordius is here. Now then, things are kind of rough. I'm going to be honest. I don't like how everyone's so grumpy. So we're gonna do a little bribe for the chiefs and accounts. Obviously, they feel a little bit salty at the moment. I'm sorry, barons. Oh, okay. At the next council meeting, you explained what happened at the Crimson Vigil. What you saw in the star-shaped room deep in the dungeons. This is devil worship, your majesty. Blasphemy of the darkest kind of blood magic. They must be punished. The monarch had consumed a lot of wine. I am sorry, your majesty, but I think you misinterpreted what you saw. We were merely play acting in our Crimson Vigil costumes. It's heretics. We can ban the Crimson Vigil altogether, or we can investigate. Something has to be done. They're summoning goat men. Oh, I'm sorry, you can't change your vote unless I have a special thing on. There's one of the things I can do. The voting laws, I can invoke one. If I have it. I haven't got it right now. Swing vote, that's what it was called. It's my pleasure to cleanse the East. With fire, if necessary. I think I will start with you. Me? Seize him. A week later, Count Weldris is burnt alive in the main square. Over the next few months, several other high-profile counts are accused of heresy and arrested by the Inquisition. Salutes in chat. Weldris, I'm sorry. But you were a dirty heretic. What else? Overrun by bandits. Let's deal with this. Every day, more bandits attack our roads in the north. We are overrun with scoundrels and outlaws. I've looked into this, your majesty. A leader of sorts has emerged from among the rabble. For now, the lawless scum do his bidding. Tell me more. He calls himself the Gallows Man because he was given a noose twice and survived both times. He's a vicious fellow, and his bandits have been known to slaughter penniless pilgrims for sport. The local villagers are all terrified of him, which is why they don't turn him in, and let his gang hide amongst them when the sheriff comes a-knocking. Who cares who he is? We need to kill him and teach the others a lesson. Okay. You know what? I think the bounty is the way. We can pay for it. Oh, Weldress, yeah, greed is good for your second character, of course. Yeah, new roleplay for the new noble. Thank you very much. I got a big fat sack of gold. What is it? 14 farming. Oof. Okay, it's kind of close, so I'll do a final countdown before we move on. 3, 2, 1, and then I'll continue the game. A month later, a bounty hunter stomps into your throne room, holding a wet sack. Ooh. He tosses it at your feet, and something rolls out. You recognise it from the wanted posters. It's the severed head of the Gallows Man, gently leaking onto your carpet. I doubt with your bandit problem. How about a reward? This head is damaged. Give the man the full bounty. Bounty hunter strides away from your throne room, whistling tunelessly and dragging behind him the same bloody sack full of clinking gold. Without their leader, the bandits in the north lose their courage. Robberies are still a regular occurrence, but a few caravan guards are enough to keep the merchant's cargo safe. The common folk are grateful to you for freeing them from the Gallows Man's threats and violence. Listen, Shadow Moon. Wet sack. Oh dear. The bounty worked, the problem is solved, all the problems are solved. And we got enough authority that no one can rebel. I've found 3 potential matches for you. 1 eligible young candidate from each of the kingdom's 3 regions. Choose wisely, you'll be securing a powerful alliance. Alright, 40% of the time it does actually work. What would I want in a spouse? Want someone that's good, principled, tries to be fair and proper, and somebody that worships the 9th god. That would be ideal. The Chancellor leads you to the Great Hall where they've arranged 3 portraits on easels. For now, each is covered by a cloth. Alright, let's see the eligible candidates. They whisk away the cloth from the first portrait. Mrs. Scorcher, firstborn daughter of the Northern Wolf Warrior. Oh, Wolf Warrior, welcome on in. Welcome on in. Welcome to the North. She's your typical Northern lass. As far as I can tell, big and loud and all the social graces of a goat, but means well. Spends most of her time ranging the mountain tops, hunting wolves and wyverns and other strange northern beasts. Had a bit of controversy a while back when her clan hall burned down. Apparently her peasants were to blame. She's alright. She's alright. I mean, never surrender type. Yeah, she fights like wyverns. So, I mean, I can see the appeal. This is Nicholas, eldest son of the Eastern Weldress Dynasty. Oof.
I met him at a party once. All he did was squeak out a hello and run off. Seemed nice enough. Lost half the family fortune in gambling halls, unfortunately. And he's got in some trouble with the Inquisition a while ago. It didn't come to anything. Wildress, who just got burnt at the stake by the Inquisition. The eldest son got in trouble with the Inquisition. No. This was a good chance for me to extend an olive branch, but you've given me a heretic. And finally we had the March's offering. Samuel, Skyner, the prestigious Canadian commander bloodline. A typical baron, really. Loud and brash and self-absorbed, but mostly well-meaning. Like most of the barons, his great passion is hunting. No beast is safe from his crossbow. Oh, and he's not popular with the peasantry. Something set about him sets their teeth on edge. Right, so... politically speaking, I want to keep the chiefs under control, so I think I'll marry Scorcher, because Scorcher and the Baron here, what was his name? Nicholas? What do you think? Of course, you'll be picking a candidate along with the other regions, but you'll gain a lifelong alliance. Samuel? Scorcher or Samuel? I think it's got to be Scorcher, because politically I've got more motivation to try and get the chiefs happy. He's rough around the edges. Yeah, the peasants don't like him. I mean, the peasants are kind of upset. They're both hunters that the peasants don't really like. If the East presented Desmond, I think Thrifty would have taken... Desmond! Oh, don't let me out of the house! Go, Races of Go. Ranging mountaintops. Okay, I've made my decision. It's going to be Scorcher of the North. Excellent, I will make the arrangements. It's rough out here. Defiance is running high in the east. Tempted by golden choice, but no. We're going to be fine as we are. The Counts of the East can rebel by typing !rebel. Let's work through this though. Look, we got famine and an end of an investigation. Let's see how this all runs out. My investigation into the blasphemy of the Counts has concluded, Your Majesty. The heretics now languish in my cells, awaiting their fate. Your zealots have done enough damage, don't you think? Dozens of us have had to suffer your slander. My captives have proven most talkative. I am persuasive when I want to be. I have discovered that among the Eastern aristocracy there is a secret cult that still worships the seventh god. The rot goes deep. I ask that my efforts be allowed to continue. We can give the Inquisition free reign in the East, or get a fine. I mean, I leave it up to you all. Even the council are like, what? Spend money? Wildress is like, I'd sooner die a second time to this goddamn event chain than lose some money. In the name of the Emperor, we will strike you down. Oh dear, here we are. Okay, that's good, that's good. That's a clear winner. Over the next few months, the Inquisition cuts through the Eastern aristocracy like a blade through grass. Dozens of counts and their families are dragged from their homes and burnt at the stake. Not good, is it? When it settles down, there is a bitter enmity between the counts and the church, but everywhere else the church is stronger than ever. and the peasantry are convinced that all nobles are devil-worshipping monsters. Bilawa, hello. Welcome, where are you? There you are, you're in the Barrens. Hello, your majesty. I've travelled all the way from the east to beg you to do something about the price of grain. I can't afford to feed my family. A day of baking work isn't enough to buy a bonkle. She's right, green prices in the east are beyond all control. Greedy merchants rake in profit while the common folk starve. You know what? I think it's time. Let's import grain from the march and distribute it for free. Let's make this work. Okay, everyone give me your support on C and we'll make everything better. I'll spend a bit of money. It's populated the entire kingdom since we became self-sufficient. Instead of buying future bonds for the kingdom to soil, buy a bonkle, our national dish. You too can feast like a king. The east is in your debt, your majesty. The kingdom's coffers open, oh dear, and a tide of free grain floods from the march to the east, putting many eastern merchants out of business but giving some barons a nice windfall. Well, there we are. Look at that. You're not starving anymore. Aren't you happy? The grain proves sufficient to keep the peasants alive until the next harvest, which will hopefully bring better days. Better days are coming. Okay, and now the royal wedding. Your wedding to Scorcher is naturally the talk of the kingdom. Nobles and peasants alike travel from across the realm to attend. For a week and a day, the capital is one giant party. We save the East, except they're poor. It also says a lot that the sandwich comes from the north when it's an East-related event. Yeah. Oh dear. It feels like you're the only one not taking part. Instead, you're getting ready for the ceremony. Soon enough, you're standing in St. Bertrand's Cathedral with Scorcher at your side. Do you take this woman as your lawfully wedded wife? I do, Archbishop, I do. Then I pronounce you married in the eyes of the kingdom. After the wedding, of course, there's a feast, and after the feast, a dance. Your new wife Scorcher dances so vigorously that she spills wine all over herself. By the time you find yourself alone with Scorcher, it's past midnight and you've never felt more tired. Good God! So drunk and yet somehow not drunk enough. Time for more wine. How are you so full of energy? Oh, you sound just like my mother. She's been asking me that question since I was 5 years old and swinging from a chandelier. What do you do in your spare time? Nothing beats the romance of the hunt. Roaming the great outdoors, searching for my prey. And what did you think of the wedding? It was damn beautiful from start to finish, wasn't it? I had a whale of a time. Shall we go to bed together, dear? No time like the present. She swings back the last dregs of her wine and leads you to bed. There we go. It's all good. Alright. Rebellion for the counts. 3, 2, 1. Northern sagas tell of odd Hell's Horn, once gifted to mortals by the honey-blooded prince himself, then lost to the snows of time, never to be found again. Until now.
By all the gods, can you believe it? This has been the most bountiful spring in living memory. The grass is green, the sun is warm, even our sheep have given birth in record numbers. It's the work of Oddheld, my friend. We've spent many months beseeching him, and now he's rewarded us with the means to overthrow the Monarch's regime. Truly, you mean to say he has pointed us to his horn? Aye, but it's far to the north, in the Ice Giant's territory, the frozen waste. We'll need a hardy force of heroes to stand any chance of retrieving it. For the next stage of the Chief's scheme, they must raise their military to 5 or more in 2 seasons. Parts of the east, Countess Lake II is hosting a dinner party in her castle with a few distinguished guests. What a bloody disaster of a year. We're clashing with the Monarch on a daily basis. Who ever allowed him to come to the Crimson Vigil and see the secret ritual? The Spymaster will never trust us at this rate. How goes the search for the lookalike? Well, not well. The best I found is a peasant with the wrong shaped nose, wrong coloured eyes, and a wooden leg. Let that discourage you. Keep searching. Our doppelganger is out there, I'm sure of it. The Count's aim is to lower their defiance to 4 or less. Not good. So let's go through the rogues gallery because I skipped it by accident earlier. We got Rudolph in the march, our treacherous half-brother. The barons are pursuing a sorcery scheme. At the minute they're on the 2nd stage. They want to lower all regions farming to 14 or less in 2 seasons' time. That's not looking proper. Oh! The Counts have rebelled. Sylvia, our distant cousin in the east, the Counts were pursuing a doppelganger scheme. They need to get their defiance down for it to pass, though. But at the moment, they've decided to rebel, so they're going in. They're going in to fight. You can sneak in rebellion during scheme checks. Okay, cool. I did pause for a moment to let people vote, and then a vote came in after the fact, apparently. Well done. Counts are now going to rebel. Finally, we got Bork, our distant cousin in the north. The chiefs are looking to blow that horn. They need to keep their military at 5 or more in 2 seasons' time. And civil war has just been declared. So we'll find out about that one. We'll see how it goes. What the hell? Let's start with the rebellion, then opening strike, then the Viper's children. I don't know if I've seen that. At long last, the Counts have reached their boiling point. You're confronted in your throne room by Countess Lake, her smile as sharp as a scalpel. The Counts of the East will bring you down, pretender to the throne. We will rise up and fight for Sylvia, the true queen. This is a formal declaration of war. The next time we see each other will be on the battlefield. Seize her! Come along now, traitors, get the chop. Sorry, Lake. What? But you can't do this. I'm an envoy. See how the Monarch's tyranny grows worse by the day? Your watchman wastes no time. Countess Lakelock II is dragged out from the courtyard and her head is struck from her shoulders. I'm sorry, Lake. Salutes in chat. Lakelock II has left the game. Lakelock III will join the game. The Council of the Third. Yeah, there's a few of you now, isn't there? That's our 2nd kill today. I didn't expect them to move so boldly, Your Majesty. What are our chances?
Let me put it this way, Your Majesty. Everyone in the palace who understands the situation has wet themselves. How did things get this bad? The leader of the rebellion is Countess Whopper. She's citing your past transgressions as the reason for the uprising, allowing the High Inquisitor to ruthlessly purge the East after the Crimson Vigil, the time you burnt down a peasant village. Burning down a village, burning nobles alive for being heretics, you know, it's all a day in business, you know? We'll burn them all, right? Yes, Your Majesty. Hold on to that feeling, you'll need it. So this is it. Civil war? That's right, Your Majesty. The kingdom is divided. There will be a lot of death and suffering before this is all over. I can't wait. I'll go dig out the trebuchets. Oh. Right, we got the opening strike, so this is a counts-only vote to see how they're going to start the war. It's been a long time coming. Over 300 years ago, the East was conquered, but before that, we were our own rulers, with a lineage of monarchs stretching back 1,000 years. Ah, the glory days. Indeed, and that's why we must rise up. By placing Sylvia on the throne, we will reclaim what we have lost. But first, we must decide on tactics. My fellow counts, I ask you, how shall we strike first? We can launch a preemptive strike against the barons to cripple their military. The Honour Guard are the veterans of the march, as that will influence your choice here. If we suspect the chiefs may join our cause, we can call them to war. They'll be more likely to join us if the monarch's authority is low. We could also call upon the church to condemn the monarch, or finally you could send off an assassin to nip this in the bud. What's it gonna be? I think you should petition for the support of the church. I think the time is right. Preemptive strike on the barons. Sounds good. 50-50 coin toss. 10v10. This could tip the balance. Either way, somebody is going to lose a point of military in this skirmish. And that could be enough to give one side the edge over the other. The Counts launch a surprise attack on the march, slashing and burning their way across fields and farmlands. Before they can get too far, however, the Marcher army swings an ambush, catching Eastern soldiers totally unawares. Hey! It begins. No mercy for traitors. Long live the monarch! The Eastern army are forced into a disorderly retreat back to their own lands, losing demoralised troops to ambush and desertion along the way. The Counts are back on the menu. Chop chop. Your Majesty. We have some discretionary funds at our disposal. We might want to use them to hire a cleaning service, if you catch my meaning. Who should we clean? I was thinking Countess Whopper. With the money you have at hand, we can hire a very good assassin. The rebels will name a new leader, but this may be a significant dent in their plans. Or if your Majesty wishes, we could go after someone else. Who will we hire? A child of the Viper, nothing less will do. What is a child of the Viper? Let's go through this. We don't get the chance to hire assassins too often. The Viper's children are an infamous assassin's guild. Once marked, none can escape their sting. How do you know about this assassin's guild, Spymaster? The Spymaster just smiles. Say the word, Your Highness, and I will divert funds to this endeavour. We could hit Weldris again, but I think it's got to be the leader.
We could double tap Weldris, like bang bang. Not to die again. I'm not doing it. We got to get Whopper. We got to get the actual leader. I like that there's a random one there. Make him join the Council of the Third. We might get there. But this is good. Yes, my Monarch. The Viper's children are swift and effective as your spy master promised. News of Countess Whopper's death is music to your ears that'll put a real fear into the rebels. Salutes in chat. We got Whopper. Whopper is down. I repeat, Whopper is down. Whopper the First has died. Whopper the Second will join. Damn, we are ripping through people today. Alright, what do we got going on? Auction time, so everyone can bid in this auction. Wonder what would, if the East had hired Assassin as well. I don't know if there's a special thing. I doubt it. Barons, can we build a fortress in the north? You can. So let's see. In terms of what people want, the Chiefs want more military, not only because they're at war, but because their scheme demands it. So C, the fortress, would help bolster their military. I'll be honest, I'll be quite happy with E, the cathedral, to raise faith a little bit. I kind of want more faith again. And what do the barons want? The barons may want A, the deer park, to lower their farming for their scheme. But it's going to be, their scheme's a bit rough, to be honest. It's 16, you got to get to 14 or less, right? Oh, so yeah. Here's the list of everyone. We're going to start the auction right now. Type !fund, followed by the letter of the item you would like to fund, followed by the amount of money you'd like to fund it with. The top 2 items at the end of the auction will be built and take effect. Everything else will be refunded to you. You have about 40 seconds to get your funding in, but there's a slight delay on stream, so I'll type in chat when there are 10 seconds left. Let's see, what have we got at the minute? Nothing on A? Nothing on A, it seems. A is dead. 10 seconds, go, 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 go! Alright, we've got C and A, library and fortress. Oh, very nice. Oh wait, no, it wasn't the library, it's the deer park. Nilawa coming in at last minute. Baron's jump scare. Well done, Nilawa. Absolute snipe. Fantastic work. Defectors, a great battle about your heir. So we'll start the defectors, about your heir, and then we'll do the great battle. Your Majesty, my agents are everywhere. Busy times right now. But I've heard something particularly interesting. Tell me, tell me, tell me. Of course, there are dissenters among the Eastern troops who want this conflict as little as we do. My agents could use them to sow opposition amongst their ranks. It would be dangerous, but it could significantly damage enemy morale. Or we could lure them to join Northern troops. Some of the chiefs might resent hosting turncoats, but we must be practical. We don't have the cash for it? Order the rebel dissenter to lower Eastern morale. 10%. What the odds? Come on. Loyalists only vote. Counts cannot vote in this, by the way. Counts are not in the council at the minute because they're currently at civil war. %10 chance of lowering Eastern morale. Don't know what happens if we fail. I spent it on an assassin. In the coming weeks, the Spymaster's agents get to work, subtly spreading the word about how badly the Counts are handling the civil war. One evening, the Marshal strides in, her hair array and streaked with blood. I've no idea what that Spymaster's been up to, and I don't care to know. Just tell her to stop. Eastern morale is through the roof. Last skirmish they practically fought as one. She stamps out. Oh no. She's right, unfortunately. Some of the Counts found out about what was going on and severely punished her traitors. I'll spare you the details. Now they're more united than ever. Fear is a powerful motivator. Your marriage to Scorcher has grown stale. Oh, you get along well enough and you made some good memories, have we? We've been at war. But there's no spark. She cares more about her hunting innocent animals than your happiness, but spark or no spark, you still need an heir. Congratulations are in order. The royal wedding was a magnificent affair. But something's still missing. You need an heir. However, securing an heir is impossible while the kingdom is at war with itself. Defeat this rebellion, and then and only then is it worth looking to the future. I will talk to you again when the realm is at peace. Alright, a great battle. Here we go. Vast armies darken the landscape like the shadows of clouds. Flags are flying, drums are pounding in rhythm with the marching of boots. The kingdom is gripped with civil war. At least that's what you imagine. Most of your time is spent in the safety of the palace, poring over a giant map with your marshal. Your Majesty, the army of the East is advancing on the capital, led by a treacherous Cur Count-mutated zombie bush. I've received word from the commander of our loyalist forces in the north. If they march now, they'll intercept the Counts in a matter of days. Alternatively, they could join forces with the army of the march. It's risky, but together they'd have a higher chance of defeating the accursed Counts. What are your orders, Your Majesty? Chiefs should go and fight the Eastern Army head-on. Very well, Your Majesty. I'll relay your orders to Chief Bonkle III. Commander in the field. Commander, what do you say? Hopefully they'll do as they're told. God knows, treachery can thrive on a battlefield. It should be a good, 30-40%. We have our orders, but should we follow them? Follow orders and send the Northern Army to fight the rebels? Defy orders and link up with the barons? Or hang back and let the rebels march on the capital without challenge? We can afford to lose grain. It is just farming it takes if you fall back. The whole city holds its breath. You stew in your palace, waiting for your marshal's return. Finally, she bursts into your throne room looking more furious than you've ever seen her. Your Majesty, the cowardly chiefs defied your order and turned around their armies to link up with the barons. Probably afraid of facing a real fight on their own. We can only hope this was the right decision. Have some confidence, Your Majesty. It's too late for doubts now. It all comes down to the next battle.
The fate of the kingdom hangs in the balance. We must prevail. That's the spirit. Now I really must be going. I have a lot to take care of. Over the next few weeks it becomes clear that the Northern Army's retreat has given the Counts free rein to pillage and plunder the north. The rampaging eastern troops descend on farms like locusts, taking everything to feed thousands of hungry soldiers. Meanwhile, shops, temples and manors are plundered, and their loot stolen and shipped back to the east. The eastern economy has been saved. But while the north suffers, northern forces successfully link up with the barons. Now the joint army of chiefs and barons rush to meet the counts in open warfare, and the winner will either end your reign or preserve it. Unbeknownst to the rest of the kingdom, a great battle has taken place. This is where they were. They didn't fight in the Civil War because they're out here getting their goddamn horn. Unbeknownst to the rest of the kingdom, a great battle has taken place in a frozen waste. Ah, the cover of the Civil War. Chief Teenybert leads her warriors and staggers home to her clan hall where Bork is waiting. It is done. The ice giants have been defeated at great cost. Behold the horn of Odheld. As she brandishes the horn, the room goes silent. A crooked old ram's horn by the looks of it, as big as a person's head, inlaid with gold and ancient runes of power. Each and every god. The horn has the power to collapse buildings and cause earthquakes, even destroy mountains. We must assemble the other chiefs at once to decide how it will be used. What's it gonna be? Threaten to destroy the kingdom's food supplies by lowering the others' farming? Or sneak into the capital and collapse the palace onto the monarch's head, i.e. lowering my authority? Just as we got the farming to a point where people aren't starving anywhere. Okay, alright. Threatening food supplies. Gotcha. This horn will collapse mountains and castles and swallow up farmlands. No one can stop us. Before they can make demands, we need to make their attention. We'll see their food supplies and precious enough to make them desperate. Then we'll make our move. Aye, and we'll give them a demonstration of its power. And it's an ultimatum. Crown Bork or starve. The final stage of their scheme, the chiefs must lower the other regions' farming to a combined total of 6 or less. Thank you for the lurk, mean man. Thank you very much. Down in the march, Baroness Morgrim is visiting the wizard Gordius in his tower of black basalt. Lava bubbles and cracks in the stone, somehow flowing uphill. Last night, as I slept, I walked through the glittering halls of the apiary. And do you know what I saw? Ruined palaces, cracked and faded. The thrones of the Dream Queens stand empty and the hives are dead or dying. All goes according to plan. My thanks, great wizard. Now shall we discuss how to overthrow the troublesome monarch? Alright, what's the plan? Either curse them with a fate worse than death, that involves raising trade, or send them far away so they can never return. Goal of raising stability. I think it's all coming together now. The chiefs backing away and allowing the counts to sack their grain ultimately has afforded the barons an opportunity to win here. Stability will swing up if we're victorious in the Civil War. So this could be it. Far away. That can be done. I will steal the Monarch away through the apiary, where distance works differently. But the apiary is a land of dreams, and in times of turbulence, nightmares. It must be peaceful if I am to navigate it very far. Aye, that can be done. We'll make sure the kingdom's as peaceful as a sleeping lamb and everyone's dreaming pleasant dreams. For the final stage of their scheme, the barons must raise stability to at least 6. Well, you know, I hate to say it, my loyalists, thank you for being loyal, but I'm broke. So we need emergency taxes for the time being. Alright, let's see. An unexpected opportunity, calling the cavalry, and then the final battle. Let's do it this way. This is a lot of unique ones for the Civil War. Your Majesty, the council marching through the north, they were hit by a fierce blizzard. Unable to progress through the mud, they've set up camp before the Whitefleet River. So they're sitting ducks? Precisely, we must strike. Don't be foolish, Marshal. Do you think our own troops are immune to the weather? We'll have the same problems. If I may suggest another option, Your Majesty. The Counts are drawing all their water from the Whitefleet River. If we were to poison it upstream, their troops would suffer greatly. Gods be good, that's a dishonourable way to conduct a war. Your Highness, you cannot be seriously considering this. That's a brilliant plan. Oh, thank you, Your Majesty. I thought so. And how do you expect us to poison a whole river? If we herd all the cattle in the north onto the riverbank, upstream, and allow their effluents to flow freely into the river, the water will be contaminated. It's hard to fight on an upset stomach. Knife above, you are devious. I don't feel comfortable, Your Majesty. I'll need council approval before I proceed. Are we going to do something? Send the troops or send the cattle? What's it going to be? My loyal nobles. We're going for the coin toss, I see. War crimes, small crimes. Here we go. Bada bing, bada boom, 50-50. By the old gods, this is not a war, this is something worse. I will have no part in such depravity. You won't regret this, Your Majesty. Leave everything to me. Over next week, hundreds of farmers across the north rise to the occasion. They gather their cattle and drive them to the banks of Whitefleet River, upstream of the stuck rebel camp. Literal tons of effluents pour into the water. By all accounts, it turns a lovely shade of chocolate brown. Within days, the eastern troops, who have been drinking happily from the river, find themselves spewing at both ends. It has a terrible effect on rebel morale, of course, especially when they run out of clean underwear. Night, Lake. Thank you for being here. Everyone say goodbye and good night to Lake Lock. Have a good night. Next Saturday, I'll be starting the new Dynasty. So try and make it in. Obviously, I'm going to do something else for the first 2 hours. So everyone has a chance to come in who owns the game and pick their faction. But I'll see you next Saturday. We'll have patricians and grandees, I believe, for the next one. But bye-bye. Take care. What did I tell you? That softened them up nicely. There we go. Nice and soft. The Marshal strides in, her face streaked with mud and sweat. Had some trouble in the last skirmish, Your Majesty. Is everyone alright? The Marshal bares her teeth in a humorless grin. When our cavalry charged, those rebel bastards lined up their pikes and just waited. It wasn't pretty. Some of our soldiers got away. Most of the horses didn't. This is a problem. I've been exchanging diplomatic messages with the Ashmedian Empire. They're willing to donate war thoroughbreds to the cause. It's in their interest to keep the kingdom's leadership consistent, Your Majesty. I don't trust them. They want us in their debt. I suggest we send scouts into Eastern Territory and steal horses from their foremost equestrian, Count Weldris II. That would be dangerous, Marshal. Perhaps we should purchase Chief's horses. Chief Bonkle III has decent herds. Pah, all you want is handshakes and greasy palms. This is a war, not a country fair. We can't pay. Stealing. Oh, no. Okay. %5 chance of success? No. Let's not do it. Let's take diplomacy. Let's ask Ashmead for a helping hand. In this, our dire time of need, we need horses. Not risks, not a gamble. Not a long shot. For a 2v1 that started out with assassination, ain't that pretty close? Yeah, this has been a pretty good civil war. We've had a lot of the unique events happen. Like, it's very rare that I get the chance to buy an assassin for a civil war. I don't usually have the money for it. But there we are. We are getting a help from Ashmead. Chancellor does as you say. They will return a week letter, frowning and clutching a scroll. Your Majesty, I've heard back from the Emperor. He's delighted to show his kindness towards the kingdom, but this kindness comes at a price. He has his eye on the north. He asked for a frankly lopsided trade agreement or a shipment of grain. I suppose we could always send him cash from the treasury. Let's discuss the options. What it's worth, Your Majesty, I think that's wise. Now what shall I write back? Oh, what shall we do? You know what? Summon the bonkles. Send them many, many bonkles. The chiefs aren't happy, but the Emperor is true to his word. Soon, a herd of the finest Ashmedian war horses arrive at the capital. After their first skirmish, the Marshal returns to see you. I wasn't sure about those soft Ashmedian horses would make it, but they're really decent. We surprised the enemy and they scattered like the cowards they are. She bangs her fists on the table for emphasis. Servants scurry to pick up the scattered papers. Hey. Okay, cool. One final battle. A month ago, battle was averted, but that battle cannot be postponed forever. Or a cultural victory from Bonkles in Ashmead, yeah. The chiefs and the barons are all that stands between the counts and the capital. A final battle deciding the fate of the kingdom. A final battle deciding the fate of the kingdom. I'll send word to the barons that it's time to strike. We can only hope they'll listen to our orders, Your Majesty. Okay, listen, barons, it's time. This is what you're here for. This is how it goes. What? Why would you hang back? You coward! Yeah, Knight's Pincer. Yeah, 100%. Should have married my son. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's go. When she finally returns, she strides into your throne room with a triumphant gleam in her eyes. Marshal report. We caught the counts by surprise as they were fording a river. Classic pincer maneuver. The barons attacked from one side, the chiefs charged in from the other. You should have seen it. The river ran red that day, an utter slaughter.
So we've won? It seems so, Your Majesty. I don't think the counts have much fight left in them. All that's left is mopping up. Just blasted them straight through. I'm good with what we got. And I think it's victory. The war's end. Here we are. The rebel army has crumbled and have ordered a massive push into their lands, looting and pillaging the whole way. As we speak, Your Majesty, our armies are laying siege to Count Mutated Zombie Bush's fortress. We'll make the counts pay for their betrayal. I'll leave that up to you. First off, I need to go siege a bloody castle. Victory? The Marshal rides back out to oversee the siege. A few days later, you receive word that Count Mutated Zombie Bush's castle has fallen, and just like that, the rebellion is over. Soon, armies of the chiefs and barons are parading through the city, waving their banners and showing off their loot. Meanwhile, Count Mutated Zombie Bush, leader of the rebellion, is brought to you in chains. Common folk crowd into the palace to watch the trial. We need a strong monarch in this kingdom. You weren't up to the task. Put him in the dungeon. Stiff back and silent, Count Mutated Zombie Bush is dragged to Obeli. He is thrown into the darkness to reflect on his treachery. Just like that. The East is defeated. The rebellion is over and the kingdom is yours again. Salutes in chat, Mutated Zombie Bush. Led the rebellion after Whopper was killed. And has now been pushed into the deepest, darkest pit of the dungeon. Yes, Whopper, you died from the assassin. Oh. GG, everyone. That's our 4th kill today. As you sit repleasant atop your throne, the common folk raise a mighty cheer. Long live the monarch, they shout. Long live the monarch. Victory is at hand. Nothing can stop us. The kingdom is ours, and we shall rule for the rest of our days. Or so we thought. You said you had a surprise for me. Oh my god, okay, we got this. Killing my momentum here. Indeed. And here it is. Behold! Your Grace! Well, what are you doing here at such an hour? I'm sorry, I hope you didn't overhear any. Ha ha ha! Quit babbling, you blowhard. This isn't the monarch, it's a peasant who's the monarch's spitting image. It's Biffo! Blood and stars! Just in time. The Spymaster trusts us, so we can move on to the next phase. Kidnapping the monarch and putting this fool in their place. How do we manage that? We need the kingdom in utter chaos, bad enough that the monarch's abduction can slip past unnoticed. Next stage of their scheme, the counts must lower stability to 4 or less in 2 seasons. Yeah, GG to the barons and their sorcery scheme. Far, far away. Magic. It's been a long day, coming after a long week and a long year, and you're ready for bed. Good night, dear. Oh, so tired. Good night. You climb into bed, cuddling up to Scorcher. You're asleep as soon as you close your eyes. You dream that you're in a vast, glittering city of magnificent spires and floating temples. You're surrounded by strange little fairy folk with golden eyes and yellow tongues. They're trying to warn you of something, but you can't quite hear them. Then they're swept away by an invisible force. A hideous stone figure, leaking wisps of smoke from twisted limbs, borne down the empty street on a palanquin, flanked by Baroness Morgrim and her Rudolph, the Baron's claimant for your throne. Greetings, Your Majesty. Surprised to see us? Using magic almost feels like cheating. I suppose I'll feel guilty about it later, after my coronation. Please, thank you for bringing us here to gloat, Great Wizard. Take this pathetic specimen somewhere far, far away. Very well, as agreed. Gordius's palanquin glides forward, and you realise it's being carried on the backs of a dozen eyeless ghouls. Groaning and shuffling, Gordius mutters something and an invisible collar lashes around your neck. Your feet begin to move of their own accord, trudging along in front of the wizard, and then the ground drops away as you take flight. Far behind you, Baroness Morgrim and Bork. Wait, Bork? Rudolph dwindle into dots and then vanish from sight completely. That's a report of a bug right there. We got the wrong claimant's name. Bug found. Bug sighted. Far, far away. Bork was the chief's one, yes. It balked. Where are you taking me? Far away. Think of it as an extended holiday. You leave the glimmering city behind and fly across a baffling dreamscape, across fields of pink snow and dancing stars and gnashing teeth. How long are you flying? Minutes? Months? At long last you find yourself barreling towards a swirling portal in the sky. Gordius halts mid-air, but your momentum carries you forward. Farewell, your majesty. I hope a new world offers you a new beginning. And then you're flying through the portal and everything goes dark. Wake up. You awaken to find yourself under the blazing blue sky, surrounded by endless, exquisite green fields. The colours are somehow brighter here. A floppy-eared creature, looking halfway between a rabbit and a lion, gallops towards you. You brace yourself to be devoured. It's said to be asked in a sing-song voice. If you are the chosen one, sent to the fair land of Paffle to defeat the Weasel Queen. Yeah, that's me. Yeah, Bugs. Yeah, that's me, 100%. The beast trills with delight and introduces itself as Wiggle Rimples, and immediately pledges you its eternal servitude. All right, we've achieved the servitude of Wiggle Rimples. We're already going good. The two of you set off together into the unknown, but that's a story for another day. Well, it's not a terrible ending, but there we go. It's an isekai anime, Monarch Lennox set off on with Wiggle Rimples on a series of increasingly absurd adventures, solving children's puzzles and fist-fighting weasels. They never saw Celeftath again, but at least they saved the fair land of Paffle. The chiefs abandoned their hopes for Oddhelm's Horn, which passed into legend once more, a treasure fit only for seducing adventurers, into the frozen waste where ice giants or hypothermia awaits them. All that remained of the Count's attempt to usurp the crown was a prisoner, deep under the castle, clad in an iron mask and shrouded in rumour. After Monarch Lennox vanished mysteriously from their bed, Rudolph of the Barons was best positioned to occupy the power vacuum left. None dared challenge his succession, fearing the wrath of Wizard Gordius. So there we go. I'm going to say, for the end of this, Rudolph assumed command and became a puppet of Gordius, who ruled the kingdom from behind, and thus led to the end of everyone's scheming. All hail Supreme Wizard Gordius, #1 advisor and counsel to the monarch. I wonder what the reference is. So, it feels like a bit of Narnia, maybe. Let's see here. With the East and the Church in utter shambles, Camp Mutated Zombie, Saw no reason to continue the game of politics longer and decided to shed his human disguise and wipe out whatever civilization was left in his home region as the plant he is. Soon the East was deemed uninhabitable. Oh dear. Gordius is the one that's truly ruling? Yeah, exactly. Alright, Monarch Lennox, the Unflinching. Did a good job, Lennox. Never let it be said that you were a coward. Somehow Whopper is the wealthiest despite losing a civil war. Final scores on the doors. It is Rudolph. First king beneath the wizard Gordius. The Wurzels is a TV show? Oh yeah, it is. Yeah. He made it. I like to think that maybe Gordius is wearing the crown instead. But there we go. That's the end of the Junn Dynasty, everyone. Whopper had great life insurance. Oh yeah, the payout. Loads of money. Oh dear. I finally died at the end? Yes. Right, so next week we're going to be doing a new Dynasty. Starting on Saturday. I'm going to leave it open for a couple of hours before we start playing. And what we're going to do is, it's going to be the Barons, the Grandees, and the Patricians. And I'm going to play that Dynasty until I get the last achievement in the game, which is to ban all the fun. Ban all the fun things. But yeah, I'll see you Saturday, where we'll do more King of the Castle. But in the meantime, let's see. I've got time to spare. We can play something else now. Even Darth Wages? Even Darth Wages. In fact, I'm going to make it so the patricians are so poor that we can't have the boat race. No! Yeah, exactly. Play Uma Musume. Oh, I've been tempted, but no. No, I think it's a bit off-brand for me to play a gacha game, even if it does have anime girls. The boat race can be blocked another way. Send me notes, and we'll see. But yes, hopefully we can block it, and that way we won't have to sweat about it. It's like a 4-5 season long thing. My first ever game of my bloodline is on the throne. Well, congratulations. You did it, my dude. Replace all the advisors with horse skill PNGs. Pick Royal Gamble. You're halfway there. That's true. Frog, half lizard. Wait, the Wurzels have an antagonist named Flizzard. Ribbit, ribbit.